Hello, everyone. I am Knee High Caliber, and you are watching another exciting episode of Knee High Caliber Plays War Thunder. And we are back after a long hiatus at the Islands of Taratupa. It's probably been over a year since we were here last. I think we tested a new batch of PT boats for them, and that was it. Since then, they haven't been doing much. They did get attacked once by a strike squadron of the Japanese Navy, but they didn't do much more than shoot down one of the flying boats that patrols this area. Yeah, this base is essentially a very far backline base now. It's very, very far from the front line being basically the Japanese home islands at this point. So, yeah, we're not planning on seeing any combat here anytime soon. They still do submarine patrols, but other than that, yeah, we're not in tremendous danger here. So that being said, they brought me back to Taratupa to assist with some training. Taratupa itself is going to become a field training outpost for the remainder of the war, however long that may be. They've also gone ahead and assigned us a new ship here. This is going to be the flagship of the Taratupa training fleet. This is the USS Trenton. It's an Omaha-class light cruiser, and it's basically on its way out. I think they planned its decommission for December of this year, regardless of the outcome of the war, so they're going to be getting rid of it soon. Maybe they'll extend it a little bit longer if they feel it fits a suitable training role here, but the ship is pretty old, too. It was built in the early 20s, and it was designed on the principles learned during World War I, so it's pretty much outclassed at this point. You can even see it has biplane float planes on it. Originally, it did have the OS-2U. These planes actually aren't the original planes. They took the newer planes off the ship when they handed it over to us. They gave it to us with two of the original float planes that were on Arizona back at the start of the war. They weren't on the ship during the attack. They were actually taken off for maintenance. So they survived the attack for that reason, and they've been held in reserve for a while, and they gave them to us to use for training purposes. So yeah, without any further delay, we're going to go through our usual training regimen here. I'm in command of the ship today. She's equipped with a different array of weapons. She has both main gunnery and secondary gunnery. She has rangefinders, which you can see on the forward bridge and the aft bridge there. She's also got something that's pretty unusual to see nowadays, a fire control tower. That's that big tower up there. The bridge is actually below that, but yeah, the fire control tower there. That was used before rangefinders, and now she kind of has an odd mix of the two. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get going in the ship. We've already spent some time steaming up today, so why don't we go ahead 2/3. Pour on some steam there. She's still got some power to her. So yeah, we'll exit the cove to the southwest, and we'll head along the shore up to the northernmost island in the chain, and that's where we'll begin some gunnery practice. It's our usual target island, I think. Unless it was the one over here, I forget. No, I think it was the one up there, yeah. Either way, we could use whatever island we need. This is a big ship. It's probably the biggest ship we've ever commanded in this game. I do believe for a short while we had that one cruiser here when we had the problem with the volcanoes. We really haven't had an issue with them since, but since we have the float planes again today, I might go up in one and just take another look at it since we're here. Might as well, right? Yeah, these planes are so old. They've been in reserve so long, they still have the old red dot markings from the beginning of the war. They haven't been repainted yet. Probably won't be repainted. Good chance they're just going to stay the way they are. Head full. And we'll get the ship up to speed. Really pour on the smoke there. Yeah, things have been really quiet here. I mean, most of the crew that was originally stationed here, the PT boat crews, they've actually been moved to the Mediterranean in the past 2 years. So there's kind of a skeleton crew here. There's still some of the original boats kicking around. I think the PT3 is still here because nobody really knows what to do with it. And basically you just spend your time getting a tan and fishing. But yeah, now I feel things will pick up a little bit over here because we have managed to procure this ship, and for the most part the destroyer complement is still the same. They're out there doing their sub hunting mission along with the 2 sub hunters. 3 sub hunters. Forgot there was another one. Yeah, once the war ends, I guess a decision will be made to either give this island back to the British or keep it. I guess we'll only really give it back if they want it back. Kind of looking at keeping all the bases we captured from the Japanese. Alright, let's go ahead. Let's kick it into high gear here. Not as fast as some of the other boats we're used to. Quick enough. Quick enough. She's creaking a lot as I turn her. She is old. I mean, generally speaking, you don't see a lot of 4-stack warships anymore. It's a nice day. It's late in the day for us to be doing this, but it took a while to get some of the crew in from New Caledonia. The new trainees on this boat. They basically sailed it here from Pearl Harbor with very limited crew. We're going to go offshore quite a bit to get to this island. Probably around B5 there on the map. And we'll do some gunnery practice. We'll use the main guns, we'll use the secondary guns. Test fire the machine guns, probably launch a couple torpedoes out of one of the launchers. And then we'll mess around with the seaplanes a bit. We'll probably only launch one of the seaplanes. I think there's only so many flight crew, and I mean not just pilots, but service crew as well. It's an interesting design. It has casemate guns, which again are really outdated. So it's got 4 casemate guns and then 2 double turrets. So it has quite a few guns. Oh, it's got 6 casemate guns. Okay, there's 2 on the back there. Okay. Pretty nifty. This is more or less a shakedown cruise of the ship. Not really officially training anyone yet, though we have the training crews aboard. Yeah, let's go ahead, standard. I believe that's the one we used to use. If it's not, it really doesn't matter. As long as we don't hit that island, because there's no, that island. So we'll come around due north, maybe B6, before we start firing. This way there's less of a chance of the shells hitting over there. It may have been the southernmost island. Again, I don't really know, and honestly, that's fine. There's nobody on these islands anyway. I think there may be one of the inner ring islands has a small native village, but I don't believe I ever met them. I know they had some trade agreements with one of the PT boat captains here. What kind of trade agreement they would need to have? I think the head guy was Moloko or something like that. I forget his name. No idea. All right, we should be all right to blast the side of that cliff there. So let's go ahead and give them a broadside. Open fire. Oh, nice guns. That's a good hit too. Try a little bit higher. Head 1/3. Nice. It's got much bigger guns than we're used to. Switch to the secondaries. Open fire, secondary guns. Yeah, those are much longer. Those are like submarine deck guns, basically. Fire main guns. We only have the smaller shells right now. They took all the heavy ordnance off the ship. Heavy stuff. Yeah, this ship has been greatly stripped down for its training purposes. Crap. Ricocheted off the side. Alright, head standard. Come about. We'll fire the other side of guns. This thing handles so badly. I mean, as a big capital ship, it's not gonna turn very easily. That's why we get those other casemate guns to fire too. And we check the rotation on the turrets. It's good practice there. Take some trees out. Do some forestry stuff. Probably just shave the whole island if we really wanted to. Go to secondaries. Open fire. Alright, close. Oh, it didn't go over. Alright. Probably enough shots with the guns for now. Let's try a broadside of torpedoes. Go ahead and launch all three of them. No, didn't launch a broadside. Might be something up with the fire control. Maybe we'll test the other ones. Fire individually. See if they hit that rock over there. Start heading back down south. Head standard. You know, while we're at it, why don't we get one of the seaplanes in? And we'll launch the starboard side. Prepare the seaplane. Launching 3, 2, 1. Go. Nice. Spot those torpedoes. They were pretty far out. Screwed up. Yeah, this is O3U-1. Okay. Ah, there we go. It's the old Airbus. They don't really use it anymore. We don't have a need for too many supplies coming in. We'll land transport every now and then, but really just for the essentials. Why don't we bomb that rock since we have a seaplane here? There shouldn't be anybody on this. I don't even think there's any buildings really. Used to be a couple tents. Yeah, this plane doesn't have any guns. Does carry 2 bombs. Pretty good hit. We'll fly it back to shore here. Turn our ship here. Start heading back in. Now they have added a new feature since we last used the Brooklyn or Salem. I forget what ship we had here when we did the volcano research. Now you have the ability to put it on an automatic orbit, which is this here. So it can circle an area while you're not flying it, which is useful. This way it doesn't fly off the map. Take it off that. Fly back towards the ship. Then we'll probably send it on a course towards a volcano there. Yeah, you can see it still says Arizona on the back of these. Probably stay that way. No reason to change it. Probably end up in a museum. These planes are really out of date though. This doesn't even have a cowling cover on the engine. Pretty wild. It's pretty handy having the planes. Sooner or later they'll add aircraft carriers in, but who knows when that's going to happen. Yeah, so we'll bring Trenton back into the cove. I'm just going to fly out to one volcano. I'm not going to bother going to the other. I think this was the problem one anyway, or at least what those sciencey people determined. We did end up losing one of the old SOC-1s when we did this years ago. Try not to do that now. Almost there. Wonder if we can even reach it anymore. They may have changed the map limits. Well, looks like we might be able to. Go to 1/3. Alright. Now I gotta pay attention here. Yeah, I think the problem I had last time was, yeah, I'm not going to fly into it. That was the problem I had last time. I didn't have enough room to pull out of the rim of the volcano. So we'll just fly over it once or twice, get a look at it. I mean, it doesn't look like there's any activity, so I'm not even worried about it. Yeah, I remember that now. We had the SOC-1. We were trying to fly out of the rim. We couldn't get enough speed to get above the rim. We flew directly into the, down towards the lava dome. Yes. Start heading back. Wrap this mission up. Yeah, it looks alright to me. Lewis gun on it? That's pretty old. Like I said, we'll bring Trenton back into the cove here. Call it a day. I think they're making mahi-mahi in the mess hall tonight. That should be good. Well, we don't have to go too deep into the cove here. I think she's actually going to start training tomorrow, so we can keep her out in some of the deeper water over here. Sucks the maps up. I think that happened last time too. All right, well, good shakedown cruise. The ship's old, but she'll serve pretty well up until her final days. Like I said, it's probably going to be December of this year. They're looking to scrap her, or at least decommission her. She'll be mothballed. Maybe used as a target, maybe scrapped, who knows. They'll probably scrap her because the ship is a lot of worthwhile steel. Comes the seaplane. We'll bring her down next to the ship, and then we'll call it a day. Yeah, this is where the British used to keep their big ships out here. We've been trying to keep them a little closer in, but I mean, it's all deep in the center, pretty much. This is a huge, even older underwater volcano. So, oh, we never tested the smoke screen. I don't want to do it now with the plane coming back in, because then they won't see us. Hearing problems with the engine. Let me just test this gun real quick. Huh. We never did test the machine guns on the Trenton either. That's fun. I think the main goal was to make sure she could still do most of her primary functions. Alright, we'll put her on orbit for now until we stop the ship. Alright, I'll stop. Start to cool the boilers. Don't launch that second one. I'm gonna bring the other one home. Alright, so ship is pretty much at its anchorage. We'll come in from the south with the plane, land it, call it a day. Well, I want to thank you very much for joining me on this one. I know we haven't been to Taratupa in a very long time, but good to be back, and I don't know when we'll be back again. Maybe if the Navy figures out some more things for us to do, but for the most part, pretty sure they can handle the training mission on their own here. And they'll probably bring in some Naval Academy people to help run the training here as well. That's good. But yeah, I want to thank you for joining me again. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. I am Knee High Caliber, and you've been watching Knee High Caliber Plays War Thunder. And we definitely don't have flaps on this thing. It's fine. We also don't have any guns, except the turret. Slow it down just a little bit. We'll come land her on the starboard side so the crane can pick up the plane and put it back on the catapult. Sounds like a plan. Hard there, but that's okay. May have to taxi back. That's fine. No brakes on this thing. We're still stopped there. Come around the bow. Damn, this thing's hard to taxi. I want to hit that rock over there. Alright, stop. I don't want to hit the ship. Maybe we'll use one of the launches to just bring it back forward. Going underneath the other one there. Alright. I just want to get this thing stopped. Ugh. I guess I need training on that. Alright, folks. I'll catch you later.